Hello scoliosis friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claudia. I'm a scoliosis coach, and today I'm going to take you through 3 exercises that you can do at home that are super easy and basic for your scoliosis, for any curve type and fusion as well. But before I get into what those 3 exercises are gonna be, I really want you to understand how you can help your scoliosis and how these exercises are going to help your scoliosis. So hopefully by now you understand that scoliosis is a curve of the spine. It's also a rotation of the spine. It kind of twists through your body, kind of like my little friend here is doing. So one of the most important things that we can do for our curviness on a regular basis is to get elongation. And when we get elongation, it's not going to do this. Our spines are not going to do this, and actually we don't want to do that because that's something called the recoil effect, which is just a little bit too much. But it is going to decompress the vertebrae, and that can help us so much to stop the progression, stop pain, and sometimes even reduce the curve type if you're combining it with other lengthening, strengthening exercises like the Schroth method, for example. But if you just want to keep it super easy and basic, focusing on traction, elongation exercises that are going to decompress, bringing your spine from here to here is going to help so much. Gravity is not our friend with scoliosis. All day it is doing this on our spine. It is causing compression, and that's going to contribute towards pain and discomfort. So these 3 exercises I'm going to show you is going to get us a little bit decompressed. So come with me and let's get into it. So for these 3 exercises, you're just going to need some super basic equipment, like a wall. I'm sure you've got one of these around the house somewhere. Or a broom. So this is actually just a broom that's not screwed in at the top. And also a chair. So a chair that has a back to it. Sure, around the house you probably have one of these as well, maybe, hopefully. So let's start with exercise number 1, using the broom or a pole. One of my favorite things to do, I probably do this every single day for my scoliosis. It's just so easy. It's doing your corrections. So with your scoliosis corrections, you want to think about bringing yourself into a better alignment. For example, if you're kind of off to the side a little bit, which does tend to happen, we have our hips shift sometimes, the rib cage shifts to the side, maybe the head tilts. It's maybe looking in front of a mirror and understanding how to bring yourself out of that the best that you can. That is a scoliosis correction. That is a standing scoliosis correction, and that is something that you're going to do when you hold the pole. So you're going to bring the pole in between, in the middle of your feet, as your feet are shoulder width apart. You have your strong arches, so please don't let the arches collapse down towards the ground. You want to push through your feet, get those strong feet, get those strong arches, and then as you come up the body, we don't want to lock out the knees. Please keep a soft bend in your knee. Think about what way your hips are going. If they shift to the side, bring them back to center, and try to get your weight equally distributed from your left and your right foot. That's going to help with your hips. Having the pole out in front, you're going to take your hands roughly in line with your chest. And if you have one shoulder that is higher than the other, you're going to place the hand of that shoulder at the bottom, not on the top, because it's just going to push that shoulder up higher, and we don't want that. So you're going to have your elbows out wide, your hands in line with the chest. You're going to push down into the pole, and at the same time squeeze your tummy muscles so that you don't flare your rib cage. We want to find length. This is that length. Thinking about my little pink friend that I had when I was gently pulling on it, and that was elongating the curves. That's what we're doing with your spine in this position. You're pushing down into the pole, and if you wanted to make it more difficult, you can also think about ripping the pole apart, and that creates expansion through your rib cage, gets the shoulder blades out the way, and then we breathe. So when you're in your elongated position, you breathe. Big inhales, thinking about sending your breath backwards and sideways, but not to the front of your ribs, to the front of your chest. You want that breath going back because we want to breathe and get some space into the back of those ribs, especially if you have a thoracic curve. So all curve types can do this. It's really, really simple, and you can do it with a fusion as well, especially if you know you have scoliosis above or below your fusion. This is going to be a nice way to decompress those part of the vertebrae. So that is exercise number 1. Super easy. Do that every single day for my scoliosis. Is this going to stay still? No, it's not. Okay, I'm going to put it over here. Okay. Exercise number 2, the forward fold. And if you've been following me for a while, you know, and if you come to my live classes within my membership site, I probably do this one every single week because it's an oldie but a goodie. Okay, sometimes if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's how I feel about the forward fold because it's so great. So again, before you fold, always check your feet. Make sure that we're not having one foot going off to the side or just anything crazy going on down there. We bend into the knees. We hinge at the hips. So you keep your back straight. You can fold over your hips here, thinking about sending your bum backwards as you take your hands forward onto the chair. Oh, automatically. This feels so nice. And again, thinking about my little pink friend where we were elongating the curves, that is exactly what is going on here. But be aware, in a forward fold, we don't want to let ourselves be rounding into the back. We don't want to let ourselves flare into the ribs. We want to keep that tabletop spine. Oh God, I could literally just hang out here all day. Oh, I went for a little run yesterday, feeling a bit tight today. So all of this traction, these are all things that I do, especially after running, to get that decompression. Okay, your forward fold. You hold and breathe. Again, can you get 5 deep breaths? Breathing backwards, breathing sideways, not flaring into the ribs. We do not want that. And then exercise number 3, using a wall. V-arms up the wall. So simple. You can do this anywhere, anytime. If you're feeling tight, if you're feeling compressed, you just turn and face the wall, feet shoulder width apart, and reach your arms up the wall in a big shape of a V. Again, be aware of your front ribs so you don't flare your ribs towards the wall. You can try and get your toes as close as you can, and you think about your head coming up towards the ceiling, reaching the arms out nice and wide, and breathe. Oof. Again, it's going to take our scoliosis from this to this. Another way to get traction, to get that elongation. And I love the arms up the wall because it really requires nothing but a wall, and it's so simple. So that is 3 super easy scoliosis exercises that you can try today to elongate your scoliosis, to decompress, to get yourself feeling a little bit longer, a little bit looser, to stop progression of your curves. These are the kind of things that we need to be doing on a daily basis to be looking after our curves. And like I say, if you're active, which I encourage that you are active, for example, running, like I did yesterday. I go running once this year, and now apparently I am a runner. I'm going to keep talking about it. But it's so important that after these physical activities that you do some elongation, especially with something like running, because it is very compressive on the spine. So we want to make sure that we decompress the spine. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into more scoliosis specific exercises and just exercises in general, like proper fitness workouts, and work with me once a week at my live classes, you can join my membership. I'll link it down below. And of course, as always, please remember to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps to spread the awareness of scoliosis and helps this channel hopefully bringing a more positive vibe to the scoliosis world. So thank you so much for your time, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.